So I recently had a 5.5k recurring deal signed for 12 months who'd been following the YouTube channel.
5.5k for 12 months, so that's like a 66k like LTV deal.
Yes.
Ranking for different search terms on YouTube, like what are the kind of results you've been seeing?
In YouTube, if you search for terms like B2B SEO, we've got some good presence there. SaaS SEO, still working on, but getting some good presence there as well, which are the main core terms that I want to be found for. The good thing is the ones that do come in are typically way more qualified than some other channels. Every time someone books a call with us, and also after the discovery call, I'll usually send them a relevant video, which will be one you guys have worked with us on, and that'll usually be like a high level 20-minute summary, and it'll just say this video shares the process, and it's a nice way to, I guess, keep top of mind. For example, that recent one that we sold was, I think the sales cycle was like 2 or 3 days because he was already pre-bought in. It kind of shows you the value.
I'm here with Sam Dunning, my client. He's the founder of Breaking B2B. So Sam, can you briefly introduce yourself and explain what you do?
Yeah, sure. So Sam Dunning, founder of Breaking B2B. We run B2B SaaS SEO for revenue, not vanity. So we work with a bunch of B2B SaaS, software, tech, and service clients to help with their SEO programs to drive pipeline. And I also host a podcast called Breaking B2B.
Awesome. So can you share where you were before we started working together, YouTube-wise, and also the reason kind of why you started working with us? What were the main pain points or the reasons why you decided to go with our service?
Sure thing. So YouTube's always been a bit of a bottleneck for our company. I suppose the strategy before was, because I've been running the Breaking B2B podcast for like 5 years or so, it was never kind of a YouTube first strategy. It was either we run 2 types of episodes, and Sammy's been helping us with the solo episodes, and it was always, YouTube was always an afterthought. So it was more like, let's record this episode and then chuck it on YouTube, opposed to thinking, how can we actually tee this up so it's going to get best possible engagement on YouTube in terms of a search perspective, but also with the hook, keeping folks engaged, and also promote our offer and actually be a kind of valuable asset that can kind of drive visibility, not just for now, but for kind of months and years to come to our business. So before, it was kind of an afterthought.
Mhm. Yeah, I see that a lot, like with people, like many people just, do podcasts, do some sort of video content, and they just kind of use YouTube as a storage platform rather than just like focusing on it, optimizing for it. So I definitely see this as a common thing. And what were the main like challenges? You kind of touched on it already, but like what were the main like challenges you faced with YouTube before you started working with us? Like what parts of the content creation process or just YouTube in general were the most difficult ones?
I think there's a few things really. I think one was understanding how to break through like what makes a solid package video, both from everything from the thumbnail to the format of the video to weaving in CTAs to keeping the right timeline, not too long, not too short, and I suppose the high level strategy, and also knowing what to talk about, because I've got so many ideas. Like being a founder of a business, there's no shortage of ideas of what we can kind of do, but actually packaging that into something that's gonna do well on YouTube, I suppose, was always the struggle, and actually making sure we set time aside to record those videos and had a clear script that we could follow that you've helped us all with.
Yeah, makes sense. And can you describe the process of creating YouTube content before working with us, and also like how that changed since working with us and how we are doing it right now?
Yeah, so before it was, I'd always wanted to put out more solo episodes. So as I mentioned, I run a podcast, Breaking B2B, and we used to lean quite heavily on guest episodes. So they'd never do that well on YouTube. They'd do okay on the audio side, but because it was kind of me asking, in my case, B2B marketing leaders questions, getting their responses, then adding my 2 cents, they'd never perform as well. I'd always wanted to do more solo episodes. One, because they show thought leadership on our side. So if folks are tuning in, they can see that we know our stuff when it comes to our categories, so B2B SaaS SEO. And I knew that kind of long term, it was a channel that would drive growth for the business, because no one sits and watches a 15 or 20 minute video about B2B or SaaS SEO for fun. They do it because they actually genuinely want to learn or get better or find up some new ideas or some tips or some tricks or some strategies that are working today. So it was always like I wanted to do it, I just didn't really sit down, or I also felt like the videos themselves weren't as polished as they could be in terms of the production value. So I think that's perhaps an area we lacked as well.
Gotcha. And how would you say that changed? Like, what's the process looking like right now? Like, how did it change overall? Like, what's the video production process looking like?
Yeah, so I think there was a bunch of angles that it's helped. So I think working with you has been useful. One, to keep us in shape in the sense of like building out a YouTube video content calendar. So we're going to do these 4 or so for the month. We work together on kind of the format for each. You help us out with the script, the outline. We just record the raw video on Riverside, chuck you the files, and then you kind of put together some really solid thumbnails, package the video in a way that's kind of really engaging. So I guess there's 2 good things about the production value. Is one, the videos are great as standalone videos on YouTube. 2, they also have good search value. So a lot of the videos we build out are quite evergreen in terms of kind of they can be searched not just now but for years to come, just like the SEO work we do. And also we like that we chop them up a bit. So quite often you'll send me the videos and then I'll chop them up into little segments, like 1-minute clips, and I can post those to LinkedIn. As I've got a fairly decent following on LinkedIn, and I can serve those to my audience. It saves me time on crafting LinkedIn posts as well, because I've got these well-polished videos that I can just chop up, slice and dice, and then put those to my social following as well. So it's been good in several ways, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart thing. I always recommend our clients and like people who are doing YouTube content to like either like there are 2 ways kind of to make use of that in other ways. So like one is just driving traffic from their other platforms to YouTube, and the other one is like actually using the videos, as you say, like chopping them up, uploading them on LinkedIn, uploading them on X or other platforms, and just kind of repurposing them. Those are the 2 main ways, and it's just really a wasted opportunity if you're not doing that and you're just putting all that effort into YouTube and just missing that part, because that can really add a lot of results to the content that you're already creating. So yeah, that's smart. And what would you say is your favorite part of our service? Overall, obviously we like offer many things, but like what would you say the part is that helped you the most?
I think there's a few things. I think one is that we get nice feedback on the videos. So I think that's always good. If people are mentioning those, whether that's on LinkedIn chats, DMs, or sales calls, or things like that, folks just mention the videos, which is always nice. And also the fact that they're now starting to drive some pipeline. So we recently had a 5.5k recurring deal signed for 12 months who'd been following the YouTube channel. And I think it was like before, it would just be so rare. We'd occasionally get leads off the audio podcast, but to get them where folks come in and kind of say they've actually been consuming the YouTube content for some time and really enjoyed the episodes and they've been valuable and enjoyable to watch and all that kind of stuff is just great feedback. So I think it's nice in the fact that, because what we sell isn't a quick sell product, it's reasonably high ticket. Like the average investment for us is 5.5k US a month for SEO. So it's not something someone wakes up and suddenly decides to buy. There's a lot of consideration that goes on behind the scenes with themselves, their team, and more. So I think YouTube's a strong part of that ecosystem. So having a solid presence there, being able to repurpose those for LinkedIn and other channels as well is just been useful for us.
Awesome. So yeah, you mentioned that deal that you signed, so like 5.5k for 12 months. So that's like a 66k like LTV deal.
Yes.
Awesome, sounds good. And yeah, in terms of like results and talking about results, can you go over just a little bit like what you've been noticing overall in terms of like, okay, we are uploading the YouTube videos, but like what is the effect that it has on other marketing channels that you have also in terms of like ranking for different search terms on YouTube? Like what are the kind of results you've been seeing?
Yeah. So most of what we've covered really. So I suppose the extra is that we're now showing up in YouTube if you search for terms like B2B SEO. We've got some good presence there. SaaS SEO still working on, but getting some good presence there as well, which are the main core terms that I want to be found for really when it comes to video. And also in some of Google results and some of ChatGPT results, when you search for certain kind of SaaS SEO based terms and B2B SEO based terms, you'll sometimes see our videos, which is great. So that's a win. Starting to see some inbounds, like we said, come in, which is another big win. And also just good feedback from folks that are tuning into the channel, just saying they enjoyed the content, they like the way it's packaged, and they like the editing style and all that kind of stuff. So that's always useful to hear as well.
Awesome. And based on results so far, like where do you see your YouTube channel and your business in the next like 6 to 12 months, would you say?
Yeah, as long as I suppose the thing to mention is it's on me as well. It's on me to make sure I stick to schedule, like recording 3 or 4 videos, in our case solo episodes each month. But on the basis that we keep hitting that timeline, then I see it driving, kind of continue as is really. So driving it's not like there's a massive flow of inbound leads that come in or inbound book calls, but we don't need that because of the way of our business model is. The good thing is the ones that do come in are typically way more qualified than some other channels. Just because they've sat there and watched my content for so long, they're basically booking a call to shut me up. So it's good that the calls come in are kind of super qualified. For example, that recent one that we sold was, I think the sales cycle was like 2 or 3 days because he was already pre-bought in. So it kind of shows you the value, and I suppose setting expectations right. It's not a click your fingers one and done with YouTube, so you've got to go in with that mindset. But if you're selling a service like ours that's kind of reasonably high ticket, then I think in the long term it's going to pay off with the right strategy and the right team behind you, like Sammy's.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, if you have kind of the short-term mindset of like, okay, I want to, sign free high ticket deals in the next like week or so, just starting YouTube, that won't work. It's really a long-term play. But like as you mentioned, the deals that you can get from YouTube, the effect that it has on the sales cycle and just the overall nurturing of the leads is really it's hard to find that on any other channels, at least in our experience. Like all of our clients mentioned just how warm those people that reach out to them already from YouTube. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. And yeah, just
That's
lastly,
one other thing I'll add.
yeah.
I'll throw one thing. You mentioned sales. That's another thing I forgot about actually for sales enablement. So something we nearly always do usually before each discovery call. So every time someone books a call with us, and also after the discovery call, in between that and like the presentation call, if you will, we'll usually send like a thank you, like good to chat, and then I'll usually send them a relevant video, which will be one you guys have worked with us on, and that'll usually be like a high level 20-minute summary, and it'll just say this video shares the process. And not everyone will watch them, but the people who do will usually bring them up. So say like, I took 20 minutes, I watched the video, and you actually kind of gave me some tips. So it's good also in the sales process for like sales enablement to keep folks engaged, to actually share kind of how you work. I guess build a bit more trust in between initial sales call to, depending on your process, whether you've got a demo call or in my case like a presentation call. It's a nice way to, I guess, keep top of mind.
Yeah, definitely agree. That's also another thing that we recommend our clients, like just, and also like what I personally do is throughout the sales cycle, like when a lead comes in and between that and when the call is actually happening, or let's say you did the call and after that they need time to like think about it or everything, like using those YouTube videos as sales assets and using them like strategically, sending either videos that are like going in depth into like how your process is, etc., or like case study videos even that we have some on your channel as well. Like those could work really well and could really be like a game changer and just either shorten the sales cycle or make the deal happen. So yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. And yeah, just lastly, if someone's on the fence right now about working with us, like what would you tell to them?
Yeah, I'd say give it a go. I mean, we've already recommended, I think, 3 or 4 different clients over, so it shows that we believe in the service. I would say, yeah, you need to think about if you're actually going to be able to commit to YouTube, because recording the content isn't the quickest thing ever. It takes a little bit of time out of your schedule each month, so if you want to take it seriously, then yeah, I'd say definitely give it a shot working with Sammy. It's pretty low risk, and like I said, I've already recommended 3, 4 or so clients over, so it shows you that we believe in the service and we believe in the work that you're doing.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Sam. So all of your website or socials will be down in the description. Sam is a killer when it comes to like B2B SEO, so definitely take a look at that if you're interested in that. And also, if you're looking to scale your business with YouTube, feel free to book a call with me using the first link in the description. And yeah, thank you, Sam.
Cheers.